Hello everyone, I'm Shivani, your s.st guru, and today we are going to read the next chapter, that is Rural Administration, which is the sixth chapter of your Social and Political Life book, part 1. So, in this chapter, basically, we are going to read about rural administration. As the name of the chapter is Rural Administration. What do you understand by rural administration? It is actually the planning, the work which is done in the rural areas and how everything is managed in the rural areas we are going to read in this chapter. So let's begin with the chapter. So first slide which we have is village scene. All of you must have been to some or the other village and you must have seen there are so many people, those who are engaged in agriculture in rural areas. So there are problems also, like if they are engaged in agriculture, so they have disputes, they have problems. So let's begin with the chapter. You all must have read about the story of Raghu and Mohan in this chapter. Actually, there is a land dispute, a problem that has been arise, and Raghu has shifted his bun. So the area which you can see, what is a bun basically? Bun is the area, you can see the uplifted area. If you look at the land area, actually this land area has division. Like you can see they are in the form of squares, rectangles. But the division, the boundaries which are there, these are actually the buns. And this is not something which the farmers have made on their own. No. This is actually been measured and made by a patwari. Yes, you must be thinking who is a patwari. I will explain you who is a patwari. But let's see first of all what is a bun. You must have understood now what is a bun. So let's come forward. This is Mohan who went to the police station. Actually, something wrong has happened to Mohan because Raghu has shifted his land and he was a small farmer, and for him it is really difficult to fight with a person whose uncle was earlier a sarpanch. So it is difficult for Mohan now to fight. So he decided to file a complaint because Raghu has beaten him up, and that is why he has decided to go to the police station and file his complaint. So what is the work of a police station? This is also important to know. So the work of a police station is, in case of a dispute, in case of any problem in an area, people go to the police station. You must have seen people in your nearby areas also. If there is any problem, any crime, any theft or any robbery, people usually go to the police station to file a complaint. And that first complaint which they file is called FIR. You must have heard this word FIR, and the meaning, the full form of FIR is First Information Report. Okay, so who is a patwari basically? Patwari is actually not an elected person, because we have learned more about election and all in this book. He is basically an appointed person who is appointed by the government. And what is the work of a patwari? Let's see. The patwari is responsible for measuring land and keeping land records. So what is the work of a patwari? He, first of all, as we have seen that the buns have been made by the patwari. So these lands have been first measured by patwari, and then he keeps the land record of the particular farmer, every farmer. It is not that only the big farmers are having the land records. Patwari keeps the land record of each and every farmer who is having his own land in the village, and he updates the land records. Okay, sometimes it happens like somebody sells their land, somebody buy the land. So these are the things which are taking place in the village, because somebody may be trying to increase the land area. So these are the things for which patwari have to update the records on a regular basis. He is also responsible for organizing the collection of land revenue from the farmers. So what is land revenue? Revenue is basically the tax. Okay, so what all taxes are required to be collected from the farmers is taken care by patwari, and he provides information to the government about the crops grown in an area. So whenever he maintains a record, he writes in that record like who is growing which crop, so it is being it, and it needs to be updated. You all can understand, because Patwari have to, if Patwari have to keep the record, he has to update it on a regular basis, because the crops grown in different, season wise also they are different, so he has to maintain it on a regular basis. So this is on my screen is a khasra record. Okay, this is there in your book also, in your NCERT book. This is a khasra record in which the land area, like in hectares, if you can see, the first of all, the serial number like 1, 2, 3 is written. Then area in hectares is written. If you can see this, area in hectares is written, like who is having how much of land. Then the name of the owner and the father or husband name and address. Okay, so the person who is owning the land, who is the owner of the land, the name of that person is written. Okay, and the name of their father or husband. And if it is rented or not, that is also written. And the area cultivated this year, suppose like crop, which all crops have been grown by the farmers. So you can see there are soybean, there are wheat. Okay, and in how much of area they have grown this crop. And then second crop grown, if there is any second crop, how much of area that second crop is covering. Like in Mohan, you cannot see the second crop because he is already having a small land. But in Raghu's land you can see, because he is having a large land, so you can see there are 2 crops which are grown by Raghu's family, and in one crop they are covering 2.75 hectare, and in another one they are covering 1.75 hectare. Okay, and the facilities which they have, like suppose somebody is having well and somebody must be having some other source of irrigation also, so they have to mention that also in their record. Okay, and if you can see, this is a small map which is there with Patwari to see, and for the help of the what the land is there, how the land is there, he maintains this record. And you can see the roads and different things, and there is a legend. You can see this is basically the signs and symbols which we use in our s.st. So they have used these signs and symbols and they have put it on the map so that you can easily recognize what is there, like wells, grasslands, boundaries, kacha road, pakka road, tree, everything is there. So I think it is now clear to you, like how Patwari maintains a khasra record. I'm telling you, this is not an easy task. So let's see. Different names of Patwari. So these are the different names of Patwari. Like Patwari is named by different names in different states as well. Like in some state he is called as Kanungo, Lekpal, Karamchari, or maybe the village officer. So these are the different names of Patwari in different states. And yes, I want to tell you this. Patwari is actually not responsible for a single village. No. Actually, there are a group of village for which the Patwari is responsible. Okay. Okay, now the functions of Tehsildar. So Patwari, as you can see, is at the village level. So above Patwari is a Tehsildar. So what are the functions of a Tehsildar? A work undertaken by Tehsildar is, he hears disputes. So whatever disputes which were happening in the villages, he actually hears that dispute. And if, Patwari is not able to solve it, that goes to the Tehsildar. Supervising the work of the Patwaris and ensuring that land records are properly kept and land revenue is collected. He sees that whether the Patwari is doing his work properly, maintaining the land properly, land records properly or not, and whether he is collecting the revenue properly or not. This supervision is done by a Tehsildar, making sure that farmers can easily obtain a copy of their records. He also see that the farmers can easily obtain the copy of their record. That means the copy of their land record is also kept in Tehsildar's office. So if a farmer is not finding the copy of their record from Patwari, they can easily take it from a Tehsildar. Helping students in obtaining the caste certificate. So these are the caste certificate. As you all know, the caste certificate SC, STs, OBC. So these are the caste certificates which are being made by the Tehsildar, which are there with the Tehsildar. Okay, this is rural administration. How does it work efficiently? So India, as you all know, is divided into states and union territories. and the states are further divided into district. And as we can see in this administration, the head of the district is district collector, and under him is a tehsildar, and after tehsildar, under tehsildar is a patwari. So the whole process is like, first of all district collector, then you have tehsildars, and then you have your patwaris. Okay, so district collector basically supervises the work of the tehsildars, and tehsildars supervises the work of a patwari. So the whole administration worked very efficiently with this. Okay, so let's see the next part of our this chapter. Like, this is Hindu Succession Amendment Act 2005. Actually, this is the act which was made by the government, which is being amended in 2005, which has been slightly, there is a modification. That is why they have used the word amended. There is a modification in this. As the word suggests, Hindu Succession Amendment Act. Actually, you must have seen that in Hindus, the parental property actually goes to the son of the family. Okay, earlier it was being given to the son of the family. The property is automatically, if the father is, if the father is not there, or if the father expired, then the whole property automatically comes on son's name. So now this act has been amended by the government, and they have said that now the women in some states, some states it was there, like women were not getting the family, like parental property. So now they have said that women, daughters and mothers both have equal rights on parents, like father's property. So let's read it. After the death of the father, the property was inherited equally only by his sons. As I have told you, the property was given to only sons. But after the amendment of Hindu Succession Amendment Act, that is 2005, daughters and mothers have the right to inherit an equal share in the land along with the sons. So now the property is equally divided amongst sons, daughter and mother. I think you are getting it. Like, if the father, the head of the family, like if a father expires, then the whole property will be divided amongst the daughters, sons and mother. Suppose in a family, like there is a mother, then you have two daughters, and you have a son. So now the property will equally be divided in how many parts? 4 parts. One for mother, 2 for daughters and 1 for son. So now the property will be equally divided. So how this act is basically beneficial for the women, because if the women face any problem in their life, okay, after marriage also, if they face any problem, so their share of land will help them, and they don't have to depend on somebody else for this. Okay, so I think you must have understood this. Thank you so much. It's been a good time with you. Thank you. And I'll be coming with more videos. Thank you.